My girlfriend wants me to pay off her loans instead of helping my family because she claims they're taking advantage of me. So I kicked her out of my house. My younger sister is working towards getting her master's degree in New York. While she loves the city and school, she hates how expensive everything has become. She does work part-time, but it simply isn't enough. My parents have been sending her money each month, but since they recently retired, they've had to cut back. To fill the gap, my brother and I have sent some money to our sister occasionally to help with her rent. I have a well-paying job and a close relationship with my sister, so I'm happy to help where I can. However, my girlfriend has expressed her dissatisfaction with the arrangement. We've been saving up to put a down payment on a house in the future, and my girlfriend believes that my financial contributions to my sister are hindering our progress. Yesterday, my girlfriend told me that we needed to reduce expenses, and she suggested that I no longer send money to my sister. She believes that my sister needs to learn how to manage her money better and that my brother should contribute more. I told her about how I feel a responsibility towards my sister and how my brother doesn't make as much as I do, and while she did acknowledge that, she then said I was financially naive and said she doesn't want me to be taken advantage of. I was kinda disappointed hearing this, as I decided to help my sister and wasn't falling for some sort of scam. The conversation ended because we both had to go to work, but she told me not to send anything until we further discussed this. During my lunch break at work, I sent my sister some money and told my girlfriend about this over dinner. She told me that she was disappointed. At this point, I was getting a little annoyed and responded by saying I was unwilling to compromise my current arrangement with my sister. My girlfriend expressed her belief that my sister, and the whole family, is manipulating me and thinks I'm naive enough to send her money regardless of how she uses it. I started to feel increasingly annoyed and defensive by her accusations and asserted that it was my money and I had the right to spend it as I saw fit. I then said that if she wanted us to buy a house, she should save more and cut back on expenses like nice shoes, clothes, and purses. Also, less than a month after moving in with me, my girlfriend leased a BMW, contradicting her previous statements about wanting to pay off her student loans quickly. I found it strange at the time but didn't raise any objections, thinking my girlfriend deserved to treat herself after years of schooling. At this point, she became angry and declared that she couldn't stay in the same house as me and said she would be going to her friend's house. Before leaving, she said, "Call me when you stop thinking like a F-king idiot." Before I could even think, I replied, "I won't be calling." I kept my word and didn't call my girlfriend. Instead, early in the morning, around 5 a.m., she texted me, suggesting that we meet at a local cafe to discuss our future. I replied with a simple sure. The atmosphere felt tense, but we exchanged brief, curt greetings before we dove into the conversation. She began by expressing her hurt over my failure to call her, repeatedly emphasizing that I needed to be reasonable and prioritize our relationship above all else. She claimed that initiating this meeting was proof of her commitment and that I would have called her the moment she left if I were truly committed. At that moment, I chose to remain silent, and I believe she interpreted my silence as her winning the argument. She then shifted the conversation to finances, bluntly stating that our best course of action was to ensure neither of us carried any debt. She said the only way to achieve this was with me to start paying some of her loans. I insisted that this shouldn't interfere with my agreement to support my sister, if I did agree to pay her loans. Still, my girlfriend asserted that it would impede our progress as a couple. I argued that supporting my family and progressing in our relationship should not be mutually exclusive. In response, my girlfriend declared that if we were both serious, I needed to make her center focus. She then added that even if she did agree to allow me to continue supporting my sister, it wouldn't end there, as these things never do. With this, she then began inquiring about my parents, pointing out their advanced age and suggesting that they would soon require regular support. Without hesitation, I firmly reiterated that if my parents ever needed any assistance, I wouldn't hesitate to offer it. She followed up by asking, "Even if they wanted to live with you?" To which I replied, "Yes." She pressed further, asking, "Even if I said they can't?" Once again, I responded, "Yes." At that moment, my girlfriend stood up, saying that she was disappointed to see what kind of person I've become and how she and her friends had always sensed there was something off about me. In response, I stated, "If you believe that, you shouldn't have moved in." She could not offer a retort. She then began making remarks about how it was only a matter of time before I would beg her to take me back. I firmly told her that I would only be asking her to take her belongings and return my keys. She tossed the keys at me before making several comments, asserting that she didn't need me, that I had wasted her time, and that I greatly disappointed her. I said, "I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm no longer obligated to listen to you complain." With that, she stormed off.